Okay, sorry about that. It was a new day. My son came over unexpectedly. And so, all that. I also got a new light. See if you guys like it better. Um, I feel like sometimes the other light would change the color tones or the colors on what I was putting here. And so, we're going to try that one. See how you guys, let me know what you guys like. But this is um, now the more elaborate, quote unquote covers for your journal. So, you have the ones that don't look like cover at all much, but it's still a cover. It's still um, functions as a cover, and that's what you really want it to be. You want it to to be a functioning um, cover, right? So this is a cover, inside cover, and then my book, and then the back cover, right? So it's leather, and it's real genuine leather, and so it's back. It's a whole. What's it called? It's a whole um, cover. Let me put this here. I made a special pocket for this special stone right here. Look, but I didn't have a what's it called? I should have put a strap on top of it, or like a way to tie it down. Wouldn't that be cute? Anywho, that's another cover. So what made that one interesting? It's unexpected, right? So this one I made it interactive. So this one I think moves. Hold on. No, this one doesn't move. Does this move? No. But the whole cover itself moves. Let me see if I remember how to open it. We have these interactive covers. And what this does, it holds down the straps for the binding. So if I wanted to undo the binding so that I can take off the signatures. What the heck? This one's from another journal. But yeah, so this is the signatures in this book. And it has that same technique of wire, loop in, out, over, in, out. It makes a loop. I was calling it wire binding, but I think that refers to something else. This is interactive right here. So these are all made like that. And I made that the little wire at the end to make a loop, and you can hang stuff from here. So these are more, I want to say artistic, like with the intention of not maybe really using the book, but making an artistic book. Although it's usable, but it's, I don't know. It's interesting. It's more, I don't know. I feel like it's more, it conveys more um, emotion, I think. Anyways, and then I have these two right here, which is the same one, is per se, but not the same one, right? So one's an octopus, and one is a. I was squeezing it. One's an octopus and one's a mermaid, right? So, there's a mermaid, and then this is real artistic, right? Because I don't use these as much. I could, but I don't. So this is a folio kind of thing, and this is an actual book. I don't like the inside of this. I think I have to. What do they say? Like redeem myself one time. I like how the binding of it goes. I like the little tactiles, but I should have done them out of clay instead of paper. And I like that I brought the outside in. I did like that. I don't like the paper. I do like the drawings. These are drawings that I put up for the patrons, but yeah, I should have at least colored them or something, which I think I intended to, but I didn't finish it. So inside cover, I consider it not complete. This one is not it was complete, but anyway. So these are more elaborate, more time taking, more expressive, more artistic. So, like for example, I would see me making these if that book inside was already done, or let's just say I have a book that talks about like octopus in the ocean or whatever, and I want to redo the cover. So I'll redo the cover with something like this, something I'm not going to be using all the time, unless here and there, which is usable, right? I can like flip it over, nothing's going to fall off. And that's how I see these covers as more of a book that maybe you already read or you want to rebind, and or you want to gift to somebody, right, on their wedding day, and maybe they'll use it for the wedding where people can write their stuff, and this is their cover, so something they can display or something they can remember by or whatever. That's what I see these as. And then last but not least, this cover. This cover is not well, it is artistic, but it's not intended to, it is intended to be used, but it's more to convey a story, right? So it's a dinosaur book. It has a like a dinosaur, like a different kind of binding, no binding kind of thing, where I kind of undo it, and then right now I tucked it in there so I can show it to you real quick. This is the book, and I have a pocket in here, paper pocket, and you open this so that you can access the notebook that's in the book. So this is kind of like no binding kind of technique, because binding is what, to hold the signatures to the book, right? That's what I want to say. So you bind the pages or the signatures to the book. That's what I think. So I think it's like a good way to store it. So this is more of a, I guess it's also interactive, but it's more of a display artistic kind of book cover, right? So, but with all that in mind, sorry, I want to do something. I want to do these. I don't need the inside. Well, I do need the inside, sorry. I don't need to make the inside, right? I don't need to bind the inside. This one, I have it with this very dandy little cover that I got a million years ago. And so these, I want to see if I can maybe make a match. Remember how I made the 3-ring binders? I rebinded them, and I think I want to kind of do this with that. So with this in mind, let's recover these. Okay, so out of the two, I've decided to do an example of difference in a cover. So one of them, I want to make it traditional looking, basic, like a basic book. So I have these beautiful scrapbook papers that I got, I believe, yeah, these are from Hobby Lobby, and I've always loved them so much. So I feel they would look perfect as a cover, right? So I want to cover these, but before I do that, I cut these little strips of like chipboard, and I want to make a spine for them. So right now there's like a curved spine. I want to make it more of a flat spine, if you know what I mean. Should have probably made it a little thicker. Well, it is a little thicker, but maybe a little bit more thicker, so it gives you that little width on the spine, maybe. I don't know, but I want to see if I can do that. But first, I think I'm going to have to tape it, because I don't want to glue it. I think it's gonna have to be taped, like let's see. I haven't used this so much for binding, so we'll find out if it's good enough or not. I usually use a black one that you guys see me use. It's like a version of some sort of duct tape, and I like it. But I have so much more of this. I want to try it. So let's see.
Okay, see how pretty it already looks? Like it already looks like a book, not a notebook. I love it. I left the corners unrounded because that takes away the fact that it's a notebook. So I left them like that. Plus, we're gonna put corners on it, so it's gonna be better. So I went to a secondhand store, and they had like a little, what are those things, like a little display where it has like a whole container of like dollar stuff. And I found these dresses. Um, but when I got it, as you guessing, I love recycling clothes material, because if I would have went to the store and bought, what is it, one, maybe I got three. If I would have got, and this is a thick silk, if I would have got like what, 2 yards of this very expensive silk, I would have at least spent what, $30 on it, like $15 a yard or $10 a yard. I don't even know, but I got it for um $3. So, and there was a sale, we got other stuff, but it was just worth the $3 sale. So now, I mean, I could use leather to further my point, but the black leather I have is a little too thick, and I don't want it to like make it open. I could do it up to here. Like, let me show you something. Like this book, I made it up to here, right? I don't want to do that with this one. I want to wrap it in, but you see that the leather is thick. I also have this kind of leather, but still I would have brought it in and it'd be too thick, I feel. So that's why I was aiming for something thinner. Anyways, I wanted to show you this book. I have it here because I wanted to show you. If it didn't have this took me a while, but that's because I like sculpting and I did this. But if you would have just imagined this book off, it would be such a basic book. This is wood, and I made this one, back in October, so maybe about 5 months ago. This, I just sprayed those can sprays on water, and then I dipped it in there, and that's how it came out. It was like the simplest thing. It took me longer to wash the thing later and to set it all up than it took me to do this. So if you want to watch that video, how to make a basic but in this case I think it's very interesting cover, go back to that video. I'll try to link it down below. I'll remind my future Diana. But yeah, I made this and I made the back, and with leather, and I think it came out great, super super great. And I brought it inside in here, and I liked how it came out. But I wanted to show you how basic doesn't need to be uninteresting, right? In this case, we're gonna have a silk, what's it called? Spine, which I think is gonna be very interesting. I don't want to lose this butterfly, so I think I'm gonna stick to the black line, and I want to use the seam as my straight, because I don't know, I've never like really worked with silk, so I don't know. Well, I have worked a little bit with silk, but I don't know how finicky this one might be. So I'm going to stick to the black line, and I'm going to glue it right there. Look, see? It is going to look so super cute. Okay. So how y'all doing? I've been wanting to show you guys this because I feel like when people ask me about like stuff that I do here, I'm like, I honestly think it's not that hard, and uncomplicated. I just like to make stuff for you guys because I like to make stuff and learn stuff and craft, and every time I'm doing something I learn something. And so there's also a saying that says, you learn more by teaching. And so I believe in that. And I feel like every time I put up a video and I show you guys the stuff that I'm doing, I'm also learning a lot. So, I'm out here trying to share. And most of all, I'm just trying to, be part of the creative community and be part of you guys's, And I feel like, well, when I sit here, I feel like you guys are all here. And, I love interacting with the comments. I know a lot of people don't comment. I don't get a lot of comments. But I feel like for those that do comment, I really feel like, you guys have become, a part of a friend group, So I really appreciate you guys doing that when you guys can do that. So let's see. Don't mind Gandalf. Gandalf is Gandalf and he is Gandalf. My son, Buddy, has a chicken harness and he puts it on his rooster. And the darn rooster walks around with his harness all day long. And then my son grabs his rooster, because that's my son's pet, and he like babies it. He walks around with his rooster and he's teaching it to be on a leash, because when we leave in the mornings, the rooster wants to follow us because he hangs out sometimes in our front yard. And he wants to follow us to his school. So we're going to start training him. His school is about a block away from here. So we're going to start training him to walk with us. But at the same time, I do not carry that darn chicken or rooster. I do not. So I want to not carry him. So if I can walk him back on a leash, I told him that I will allow them to take the rooster to walk to school, not carry the darn chicken unless I take you know what I was thinking? One of those the dog what is it, carrier? No, like I don't know, walker things. I don't know what they would be called. It looks like a stroller, sort of, like a dog stroller. So maybe if I get a dog stroller, I can stroll the freaking chicken back after I drop him off at school. Anyways, plus that rooster doesn't like nobody but my son. So his name is Gandalf. And if you haven't seen my Instagram stories, he hangs out right here sometimes in the front of my desk. And he's just a pain in the gluteus because he wants to jump on here. He's done it before. So I'm always having to be cautious around him because, oh my gosh, he's a pain in the gluteus. I think in the back it doesn't matter, does it? I don't know. Let's check it out. Why does it look so unstraight? I don't know what the heck. How did I mess it up so much? But yeah, and my son likes his chicken so much. He sometimes takes it to his room and he just sits there, and they're both ding dongs sit in front of the window and just stare out the window because they don't have a TV in there. So I know they're not staring at the TV, but when they come in the living room and watch TV, they'll like sit there together. And I see them just hang out, and he just pets it like a cat, like in his lap. And the chicken falls asleep in his lap, and like my son will even carry it like a baby. And the rooster, this macho rooster, is so funny because he's so ginormous. The macho rooster is so like, yeah, this is my daddy. I'm just a baby, but when he's around me, he wants to kill me and stuff. Why is this? If you work with fabric, what am I doing wrong? Please tell me. I didn't stretch it, did I? No, I don't think I stretched it to glue it. It feels like maybe I did, or maybe I should have. Oh yeah, maybe I should have. Let me see. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay. So I feel I'm gonna glue it in the center and then work my way out of it. But I don't want to. I don't want to mess. Let's do that, and then I'm gonna try to pull it out. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, it would work. Okay, from right here. Right here. Okay, this one's still on the spine. Anyways, fast forward with this. Okay, so one of the things that I think makes a book cover worth it is having, not worth it, what's the word I'm looking for? Like be like something you want to look at. I feel is a little focal point, whether it's little or big, but I think a focal point is necessary to have in your journal. In this case, I am going to put a little detail. Now I was considering it right here, like somewhere down here. I always felt like that would be more cuter. Watch. See? Like right here. Right? I don't know why I want to go up here. But I think, you know what? I am going to go down here. Let's do it again. We'll do it right here. I don't want to cover much stuff. Right here. Don't want it right there. But I don't want to cover. Okay, right this way. Right? But I wish this was black. Or do I want to change it black? Let me see if I have a black one. Hold on. Okay, looking around, I found this little thing. I think I want to hang from here. From like the spine. Watch. I can just tuck it to see how that looks. Watch. I think it'll look cute. Look. Like instead of a spine, like name or logo, like I can just hang this off here. I like that. And then I found this one. So I'm going to put it here before I put the inside cover. So I just had a finger. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I am going to get a pic. Have you seen my Instagram? What is it called? Videos. I have a collection of these. And I bought a new one recently. Not recently, but maybe a couple of months ago. And I put them all together. They look so stinking cute. all of them together. Let me put this one on. Can you hear him? I wonder what all the neighbors say they like him and stuff. But freaking Gandalf. He drives me nuts. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. And now I want to cover the inside. Let me find a paper or something to cover the inside. Okay, so I have a thing of, look, there were 20 cents for all of these. I think there's 12 in here. So I don't use this much, but I think it goes great with this, don't you think? So I want to make an inside cover for this. Now, it's going to be great because since I don't have long enough, the seam is going to blend in perfectly to cover the rest. Okay, so I cut the 12 by 12 to the height of the book, but I have a space here. And when I cut these little strips, I knew I was going to use it inside as maybe the edge like this, and like fold it to like decorate the first page or whatever. But I wanted to use it somewhere somehow because I really loved it. So I'm going to use it here because this is not enough to cover. So I'm going to use this as an extender and then create a pocket. So to glue this, I am going to use, my daughter left it all dirty. You know, you want your kids to be creative until they start grabbing all your stuff. And then you're like, wait, what? Yeah, that's exactly what I said. And then I don't know how I felt about it. Wait, I guess you could glue half the page like they do in the scrapbook, but I wanted to do the whole page. Ugh. Because I don't know. Yeah. Okay. No. Wait. The first time glue works. So good. Let's see. Ugh, okay. Let's do it again. Okay, so I took a little break to clean all of my Ohlers. Guess the number. I put it up on my Instagram, including which 2 are the new ones. Okay, so on the second book, I've already done the spine, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do that. What I am doing on this one is doing that flop or that thing to close it on the closing side. So I'm doing the 3 little pieces to add to that. But here what I'm doing is I'm marking a little hole where the center is so that I can put a magnet. I have these new magnets I just purchased, and I'm hoping that they're flat enough. I like them to be flat so you don't see them as much. So I thought these might work for these kind of purposes. So I'm excited to try them out. And so I gotta make the hole before I make the wrapper. So here I am putting the hole, making sure that it fits, that it magnetizes. And then I glue the 3 little flaps, not glue, sorry, tape the 3 little flaps together so that when I wrap the book, I can wrap the whole thing together, and including this little, it's not flap, tab, yeah, I guess, or closure or clasps, I don't know. But this 2 other pieces of cardboard. Okay, so a while ago, I don't even remember when, I just found it right now when I was trying to decide how to like wrap the book. So I guess I have a bunch of these, not a bunch, but like a few of them, of these coffee dyed papers. I will use them to wrap this sucker. I also found the cardboard. This is a box of chocolates that I have a lot of them. Don't judge, but I have a lot of these boxes. You also use little bits of that for this. So I guess when I was looking for scraps, I found this, and then I just did this around with yarn. Let's see if it works here. I'm not sure, because what I have in mind is this. A while ago, I made this journal. It was like a 99-cent store challenge. So this is a frame, then a frame, and what's holding it all together is a table mat, or one of those, dinner table mat plate setting kind of thing, and acetate sheets that you can also get at the 99-cent store. And so that's how I made this book. And it goes like this, and it goes like this. Oh, and it has fairy lights that sit on this spine thing here, and you turn them on. I made this whole mechanism here to hook it up to some batteries. Anyways, all that to say is I want to take this apart because it no longer fits in my bookshelf. If you guys remember, my bookshelf looks like crazy now, and I don't like how this one fits in there. I think I want to take it apart, but I want to recycle its guts. So I want to take all the components as much as I can, and then This is like a notebook here, and then this is another little notebook here. And then it has like pages like that, and then it closes back here. See, so it holds on to all of it, I guess, at the same time. And I made a bunch of these wax seals stuff. And so anyway, so I want to take it apart and put some of these I'll probably repaint the frames and give them to my daughter so she can paint them pink or something. But yeah, pretty much just literally gut it and then reuse its decorations. Now these mushrooms I made for a Patreon page one time. They were downloadables for that purpose. So like, look, it would even light up around this. It was kind of cute. It was at the beginning of my channel era. Look, I used the little hanging things from the frame to hang my signatures. That was kind of cute. That was cool. Look, that is actually pretty cool. I might use this and leave it alone as is, and then maybe use it in another book. I don't know. I'll leave that alone, I guess, together. Yeah, these were available for download from the Patreons. You know what helps me make a good cover is if I have a theme. I am not the greatest at like, I see some ladies just like throw a bunch of cool stuff on it, and like it looks so freaking awesome, and you're like, oh, that looks so cool, the collage, or like grungy. I love that grungy collage look, but I can't get there if I don't have a theme, like for example, or a purpose or a reason of the book. So if I have that in mind, then I can pursue that, and then in my pursuit find its look, right? So that's how I find how to do my cover. Because a lot of people tell me like, oh, I struggle finding how my cover is going to look like, and things like that. And so I just wanted to bring you guys along as to how I you know, those books that have theme, like for my world building series and stuff like that, those I already have a theme. I already have a vision-ish, because they're part of a story, not part of, they're part of my, yeah, they're part of my story, not so much part of a book making story, but a storytelling side of story. I don't know if you can understand me. So you see, this is the guts. I'm probably gonna throw this away because it's like plasticky, and I still have some of these because like my fabric drawer, so I don't think I'll need it. I'm gonna check these fairy lights, see if they still work. Great. If not, I'll just throw them. Oh, I guess it's all trash. I'll keep this one, but this is all trash. So let's put this together. Okay, so I've covered the book. Voila, not a big deal. I put my nail in there too thick, too hard to put the paper in the crest, and like I ripped it because it was wet with the glue. Anyways, and this magnets, I just got these. They're not as strong as the ones I usually use, but anyway, so I wanted, this is what I had in mind, right? Ta-da! And then maybe this one or something like this. I just don't like how it disappears, like just totally disappears. I think that looks very clean. This one looks very clean too. I wanted to use all of it and kind of be like a cluster, but it doesn't really fit. In my mind, they were a little smaller. I guess I should have measured and kind of like frame each of them and stuff. But yeah, they're pretty big. So then I took the other little thingy apart that I had done because I like the cover. Cover's not as busy as I would like it to be, so I thought maybe, you know, add this here maybe. sort of like this. I don't know. Okay, after a lot of finagling, I've landed on this. I did want both of them, and this black one was way too, I don't know, too strong of a, I don't know, I didn't like it. So, but I did like this little detail here, right here, and right here. So I want to do that here, and maybe, I don't know, maybe one in here for a pen. That would be cool, huh? Anyway, so I was thinking this one, like right here, maybe. I don't know. But, before, do I wait before or after? I guess it doesn't matter. But I want to eyelet this here down and that here down. And then it'd be cool if they were on this side too, right? Or maybe in this side, like a little tab. I know. Sometimes you guys just sit here and wonder with me, and I wonder myself. And like, wouldn't it be cool if like we could go back and forth? But I'm not brave enough to do the lives yet. I wanted to do one for like my 5-year anniversary for with the channel, but I put an inquest on like YouTube, and I never got any like people saying yeah, do it or something. So I feel like maybe that's something you guys don't like doing much, so we're gonna skip on that. Okay guys, here it is, finished and dandy, front, back. Total disclosure, I had to glue this upside down. If you've been here on my channel before, I've glued things and done things upside down more than I can like count with one hand. Anyway, so this is, I really liked it. I really liked how it came out. I don't know if you've seen here and here and here in different places, I write scribbles. I do not, no, I think this one does say mushroom, but I don't write nothing on it. I know like there's cool stamps that have like cool writing on it, but if it's French, it still would look like that to you, you know? It'd still be, sorry, I was interrupted. Yes, I like to scribble. I mean, if it was French, I still wouldn't understand. It still look like scribbles to me, so might as well do it, right? So, if you see on most of my journals, I scribble. I do not write anything unless I could do a title like that. Anyway, so like I'll do a little scribble like this in here and there. And a lot of times I do it in pencil, so it's like a background, not an accent point. Anyways, and here it says, I did write here what magic is, because both of these have magical word on it. So, love it. Love it. I thought the union was going to look weird, but because I folded it in, it kind of looks cute. I like this. Magnet looks awesome. I had a little thingy. And these are all from the
that kit of that I had made for my patrons before. Then the paper starts here, and this is the inside cover. As you remember, this is a cover to another booklet thingy. And then, oh, I think it was a cover to this booklet. Ugh, I don't even remember no more. But this is a booklet that was in that booklet that I took apart. Nothing big. Just tucked it in here because there's a tuck. Might as well put most of the book in here. I didn't glue this to this like I did in the other book because it made it awkward on the fold. So in this case, I just glued it onto here, and I just glued like that. So there we go. And I did the back too. And it also has a pocket. And then I also just glued this up to here, and I like tucked it in there really good. So if you're gonna do this, don't do what I did in this. See, it's not magnetizing. The magnet is not magnetizing. Anyways, don't do what I did here. Stop playing. Because it didn't work so good. Look, and it pushed the cover this way, and so now my papers are sticking out a little bit. See, let me show you right there. So, anyways, which one do you like better? They're both, oddly enough, notebooks. I think they look cute. I think this is more user-friendly, more clean, but still cute. See, scribbles on my little tag here. I grab the little leftover butterfly piece, and I put the butterfly here. Put that there. See, I made a little frame thingy with more scribbles. And another pocket. Oh no, I didn't glue the pocket. But I'm gonna glue the pocket here. But see, in this case, I only glued a little bit on this page. So maybe that's when I discovered what I had done wrong, and that's why I didn't glue it. But there you go. I really like the contrast of the lines with this. I really liked it. Anyways, that's one. And that's two. Comment down below which one's your favorite. Which one would you do? This side or this side? Or a little bit of both. But at the end of the day, these during school time, well, remember back in the days where they're like 2 for $1? Well, from back in the days, I went crazy one time because after the school season, they had put them at 4 for $1. So I bought like a case of them. For what? I have no idea. But I have 4 kids, and so I figure like they're just going to use it, right? No, because then iPads came in. My kids have been doing iPads for school since probably 10 years now. Anyways, so I still have a bunch of... Long story to say that I still have a bunch of them, so I feel like this is a great idea. I use them. I use them to write a lot. That's also why I bought a lot of them. But that world building series that I made, that I've been writing on about, I've been writing on these since I started the series, and it was like 2000 and something. But anyways, I totally went off the side of the road on that. But let me know what you guys think. More, busy. That's the word I like. Busy. More busy, interactive, or... Stop it! Sorry, the dogs were playing. Remember I tell you, I press play or record, and the dogs are like, oh, we're on, guys, we're on. And they start playing and ruffling like they're the star of the show. It's me, guys. Just kidding, no. But tell me which one you guys like better. Thank you guys for watching. And I really like these kind of videos because it like completely transformed the book from like 25 cents to maybe $5. I don't know. Anyways, love you guys. Stay crafty. Till next time. Bye.